Hi, I'm the Woodpecker today. I'm building sawhorses. When I build my new shop, I'll need something to support those big, long beams so I can make the tenons and mortises. And I don't think this wimpy small metal one will be strong enough to hold 350-pound beams and sustain the pounding of the mallet when I work on the mortises. So I decided to make 7 of those medieval-looking sawhorses. I begin by gluing each part on thin pieces of plywood and cut them to their shapes. Finally, I can get rid of the 9 4x6s by 12-foot long beams that I've been storing in front of my TV since last June. I'm going to be honest with you. I already built 3 of the 7, so I can find out how to make them faster and better. In the beginning, I made a bunch of 3/4-inch holes for the mortises, but this process was too long. So I bought a new 1 3/8 drill bit. The small holes were done with this small drill. But when I switched for a bigger one, I tried to use this one, but it was not powerful enough. So I made the first 3 sawhorses with this drill, but I was on the verge of burning out the motor. So I had to buy a brand new one. One that can drill several 1 3/8 holes 4 inches deep without a sweat. Same thing happened with my bench chisels. They were not up to the task. I had to buy 2 new mortise chisels to go along with my old one. The first thing to do to make those sawhorses is to cut all the beams into the smaller pieces I need to make 2 of them. I need to cut on both sides because my saw doesn't cut deep enough. When I have all the pieces for 2 sawhorses, I start by cutting the tenons on the bottom of the leg posts. To do so, I make a series of cuts, the right depth, up to the shoulder. When I make the shoulder cut, I'm more careful and cut slower. Then, with my widest chisel and a mallet, I break all the small pieces. Then, using an end plane, I plane the cheek smooth. Near the shoulder, I use a rabbet plane. I do the same thing for all the legs posts. The top of the post are done the same way, but the tenons are on the other face. When all the legs posts are done, I make the legs mortise. I begin by measuring the center of the leg. Then, with the leg post, I mark the width of the mortise. I extend the mark and mark the center of the leg. Then I put the tip of the drill bit directly on the line and align it with the tenon's end. I drill 4 holes for the mortise. I make the wall of the mortise straight with chisels. The square corners are done with the inch-wide chisel. When the mortise is clean, I check if it has the right depth and I assemble this part of the sawhorse. Now I have one leg. I need to make the rest for 2 sawhorses. When I have all 4 legs, I can start on the top beam. Using my pattern, I mark the center of the legs and mark the mortises, just like I did on the legs. I just have to drill the mortises holes clean them, and try the fit with my dummy tenon. I do this for every leg mortise on both top beams. Now, I need braces. Using my pattern, I trace their shape on some 4x4s. Then, cut them. Just like the rest, I need to make 2 cuts to cut their shape. Then, I mark the tenon's angle, which is 45 degrees. Starting at the beginning of the cut, and just like for the legs, I make a series of cuts that I clean after. When they're done, I assemble the legs straight onto the top and trace the tenons for the braces. I transfer the lines and mark the center of the beams. The mortises are done the same way as the others, except for the first hole, which is drilled at the braces angle. When I'm satisfied with the brace fit, I continue to make the other mortises. Now that all the tenons and mortises are done, I need to cut the curved shape beginning with the legs. When all the feet are cut, I trace the vertical posts and cut them. Now I assemble each post and clamp it in place. Then I drill 1 hole on top of each leg's post and insert a peg inside the hole. Then I mark the placement of the braces holes and drill them. Here you can clearly see that the legs are held tight to the braces with a clamp. Then I do the same thing for the bottom of the legs post, and this sawhorse is finished. The last thing I do before throwing it outside is to identify each piece of the sawhorse. This way, I'll know where each piece belongs when I reassemble them. Here they are, the 7 of them. Now I just need to disassemble and store them until I can put them to good use. Thanks, and we'll see each other on the next episode of the Woodpecker.